an ultimate reading vlog. I just need that. I need that. Final page looks like I could be eating it like. What? Girl, you've been biting this whole series and you, girl. Ah! Oh my god. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, that's so cute. I just finished my first ever reading sprint. I did 30 minutes. If you don't know what a reading sprint is, it's pretty much where you set a timer and you just sit and read for that amount of time and you just focus on your book. And I feel like it's a good way to get consistent reading done, and I had a hard time doing that. So me being able to do the reading sprints are definitely going to help out, and I feel like I'm going to do them a lot this video. Speaking of this video is pretty much going to be like our ultimate reading vlog. I know I want to get a lot of reading done, but it's also a new month. It's February the 1st when I'm filming this, and I want to start putting in my stats for January and then letting you guys know like what I read in January, and then like working on my reading journal and updating my Notion, and then doing everything involved with books. I feel like this year I'm going to focus more on keeping a lot of stats and just having a lot of proof of like what I'm reading, and just a lot of fun stuff that I plan on doing this year with like my reading. Y'all will see all of that, but I did want to start this video off with just sitting and consistently reading. I am in the middle of Goblet of Fire. I ended up reading 30 pages exactly. I started today on page 395 and then we read for 30 minutes, which led me to 425. This book has over 700 pages. This is one of the biggest Harry Potter books, I'm pretty sure, or one of the biggest I've read so far, because as I go on to the series, I'm sure the books might get pretty bigger. I don't know, I think one has like 800 pages, and that's kind of insane, but I don't care. I love this series, and I love Goblet of Fire so far. Like, it's so long, but it's so fast paced. I keep saying how fast paced this series is, but I don't think a lot of people realize how fast paced it is, because I don't even know how I'm 400 pages in so fast. I feel like I just started reading this book last week and I'm already 400 pages in, and if I was consistently reading it, I probably could have been done by now. As we go on with every book, the book just get faster and faster and faster, and I'm just yearning for more and more and more and more. In book 4, we have some trials going on, y'all, like task, if that's what you call it. Like, that's like what it's called in the book, task. And this is new. Like, I've read fantasy books with like trials and tasks in it, but I haven't had that in Harry Potter yet. But I did kind of have it, but this is like, you know, trials and tasks, and I'm like, okay, clock that T, okay. Oh my gosh. And I'm also like so fiending to like finish the series so I can read the Harry Potter, no, not the Harry Potter, so I can read the Hermione and Draco fics, y'all. I don't know why I'm like this. And we also met Cedric. That's like a new character in one of the books, and he is played by Edward. Y'all know who Edward is from Twilight. Y'all, I cannot wait to watch this movie just so I can be in it. Like, but yeah, I'm just having so much fun reading this book, and I feel like this one might be my favorite so far because it's just so good. It's just so good. I'm like eating it up. It's only 2 o'clock, so I have time to do another reading sprint, and I'm actually about to get back into another one right now. Just gonna be for 30 minutes, and I'm just gonna consistently read. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna finish this chapter. Right now we're at my desk because we're actually about to get into this journal I have right here. I'm going to get all into that. If you watch my videos consistently, you know that my room looks so different, and this is the first time I've filmed with my room looking so different. It's because I painted my walls. My walls used to be a really bright pink, like close to this. Honestly, this is red, but it used to be a really bright like vibrant pink, and now it's like pretty much white and like a little hint of blue. It's mostly white. It's like a cool white, and I really love it, and it looks amazing, especially on camera. And I also have a new desk. I don't think I filmed with my new desk either. I have a whole new desk, a whole new setup. This entire setup is new, and I'm loving it. My walls are a bit plain, I'm not gonna lie, but I kind of love it. And eventually I do plan on getting some wall art for like Harry Potter wall art and like One Piece wall art, mostly because I'm going to be ordering some fan art, definitely, because I just need that. I need that. Let's get into the reason why we're at my desk. I'm going to be showing y'all a little bit into my little journal that I had. This is going to be my junk journal, but I actually don't get too junky with it. I haven't been like doing the thing where they get like papers and they stick a lot of stuff in there and like wrapping papers and stuff like that. Like, I might do that, but I feel like it'd be a bit tedious for me because I like for it to look really cute. Like, I don't want it to look junky, I'm not gonna lie. I just don't. I have in my book so far, this is the first page when you open it. It's like my 2025 bucket list, and I also have a printed version on just like paper that I made before I even got my book. But this is like a close-up of what it looks like. It's so cute, and I'm so proud of this page. Like, I just started off with a bang with this. On my bucket list, I have 1,000 pages, new to me author, a 5-star, a DNF, a 1-word title, a 500-page plus book, a published this year book, and a start a new series. That's just how my bucket list looking. It shouldn't be too hard, and I'm really excited for it. Right here, I just have a couple doodles on the next page, just because this was just a page where I didn't know what to put in there, so I just wanted to keep a little page in between to have doodles or like where I want to plan stuff out on. Then the page after that, I have like a tracker of all the books I want to read this year. 50 is my reading goal for this year, so I have all the months right here, and then like a little tracker in the middle. Right now for January, I have 4 books covered in, and that is sadly all the books I read. I want to get to at least 5, because if I read 5 a month, that will keep me on track of actually reading 50 books for the entire 2025. But hopefully February will be an even higher reading month, so I'll read like 6 and it will just make up for January. I won't be updating this one yet until I have some books read for February, but my January books read are already done. The next page, I have a fig tree. You can't really see it, but I have it sketched out, and this is where I'm going to put all of my occupations that I could possibly do in the future, like where I can pick from my fig tree, and it's just like different versions of what job I would have did. I'm pretty sure it's a movie quote or like a book quote. I don't know the whole story about it, but I know that I'm going to fill out a fig tree, and I also have like the occupations listed on my little doodle page, not duty page. The next page is pretty much my 2025 bucket list. I haven't finished this one because I knew it would take me a little bit more time. I don't love it, but I don't hate this page so far. I just have like finishing Harry Potter, watching 5 movies, I'm pretty much traveling, buying a car, making a new friend. I have a free space. I have drinking more water, getting my driver's license, an internship, turning 17, which is happening in less than a month. No, I'm lying. In a month. And I also have 50 books, read 50 books, and then get a 5-star read. So that's on my like 2025 bucket list. I do need to finish this page, and that is all the pages I have and all the pages I did for January so far. Right now, we're going to be starting a new page. I'm actually on my Pinterest. I opened my phone. I have a whole like little collage. What do they call them on Pinterest? Your pins? Yeah, I have like obviously y'all know what Pinterest is. It's like all of my pins, and I have its own collage for like my journal right here, and this is some stuff I have in there already. Oh, this is like the inspo I have for the fig tree, if you can see it. This is how the fig tree will look, and then right here is like the quote from, I'm pretty sure, a book or a movie, but I'm not worried about that. I have like 2 things I want to do in my journal, but one I'm going to be doing today because I only have like an hour. One of them is things that make me myself. I'm going to do one of these little pages, but not today. The page I'm going to do today is going to be a January recap, and this is what it looks like. It's going to be a bit different on mine, and I'm definitely going to do like different colors, but I'm probably going to try and follow that same little vision. This is what I mean by like I want to do a lot of stats this year and just be able to see what I did in every month. I really feel like this is going to be really fun to do, so I'm about to get into doing it right now. I have my MacBook right in front of me because I'm about to pull up my Notion. In my Notion, I have pretty much all of the data of the books I've read, like pretty much how many pages they were, what I rated them, and everything like that. I also have stuff like that in Goodreads, but I'm going to check my Notion first, see what I have in there. This is a bit of what my Notion looks like. It's super pink, and I'm actually currently need to update this because I'm currently reading Phantasma, yes, but like I'm like on a pause of reading it, and I also have to put Harry Potter in there because I'm currently reading that. Down here you can have a list of all of my TBRs, and I just click on January. Then January shows all the books that I had on pretty much my TBR for January, but I didn't really set a TBR, and I actually left that in the comments. And here are all the books that I read. I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Limerence, Better Watch Out, and Daydream. I'll tell you guys more about what I read in January, but right now I'm just going to look at my stats. To do that, I'm going to scroll back up to books read in 2025, and then we're going to click on each book to make sure I have stats. Like, I have the page count on here, I have my rating, I have what type of book it is and everything on there. Maybe I should have shared my screen so y'all could see better, but this isn't a really in-depth Notion tour. I'm just telling y'all what I'm doing. I'm about to start sketching out what I'm going to do. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, and then I'll just be taking stats of everything as I go. I'm going to pull up a YouTube video on my MacBook and watch that. Also, here are my markers, y'all. Let's all say collectively thank you to Anaya for giving me these markers. She's amazing. Look at these markers, y'all. I didn't even have to buy them. She just gave them to me because she doesn't use them, and she's the GOAT. She's amazing. Thank you so much, Anaya, so much. We're gonna, of course, be watching Destiny's new video. Can I read all these in 2025? My 2025 TBR. And anything I do, I always gotta have Destiny in my life. So let's pull her up. And then once this video is done, we're probably gonna watch Bookmarked, their podcast. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go make sure you look up Destiny Sidwell and Sarah Crowley, and you'll know. So I just finished my page, and Destiny's video actually has 1 minute left, so I finished in the time it would take me to watch the video, and this was just so fun and relaxing. I just love hearing her voice and listening to her voice while also being able to do something really calming and a big hobby of mine. I want to remind a lot of people, because a lot of people don't know, I went to an art school when I was in middle school, and I went because I loved art, and I kind of stopped loving it after going to an art school. It happens to the best of us. Some people continue to love it, some people don't, and I just kind of stopped loving it and stopped doing it and got out of that hobby. But I feel like this book is definitely helping me get back in touch with that and just using a lot of colors and having fun with it. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that this is what the final page looks like. This is my January recap. I did it a little bit more differently, where I put my favorite book of the year, right? Not favorite book of the year, favorite book of the month right here, which was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm probably saying that wrong. I usually say it wrong. Up here I also did my like January recap, the word recap right here. I did that differently, pretty cute, and I also just did the rest of the layout pretty much the same. The books I read for January are all on my unorganized bookshelf. I'm going to organize it in this video, I'm pretty sure, but I'm just going to tell y'all how my January went with reading. In January I read 4 books, and that was 1,481 pages, which is a lot more than I thought. I made this little graph right here that shows the genres of books I read. The most genres I read this month were dark romance, and I read 2 dark romance, which was Limerence and Better Watch Out. I am so excited that I read those 2 dark romances because I haven't read dark romance in a while. I read 1 fantasy, which was Harry Potter, and then I read 1 contemporary romance, and I do not read contemporary romance, so that was shocking. But I read Daydream, and it was so freaking good. As for the rating, the first book I read this month was Harry Potter book 3, which was 5 stars for me. Every book in the series has so far been 5 stars, and I think Goblet of Fire might be 6 stars. I don't know. Limerence was the second book I read in January, which was a 3-star. That was a dark romance. It was by H.D. Dolores, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. No, H.C. Dolores. So if you want to read that book, go ahead and read it on Kindle, or you can also buy the book physically. I'm pretty sure she's an indie author, so make sure y'all go support her. It was a really good book, and I cannot wait for the next one. The third book I read in January was Better Watch Out. That was by A.J. Merlin. I read that book, and it was like a novella, quick, fast-paced read that I read in one sitting, which is something I rarely ever do, but I rated that book 3 stars, and it was pretty good. And I'm also pretty sure AJ Merlin is an indie author. If she's not, still go support her. If she is, definitely go support her. The last book I read in January was Daydream by Hannah Grace, y'all. This is my first contemporary romance in a long time, and I really related to these characters. I have like more in-depth like explanation of what I thought about this book on my Goodreads because it was that good. I rated that book a 4 stars because it was just that good. My average rating for this month was a 3.75, and my favorite book, as I said already, was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I said that so confidently and I'm probably saying that shit wrong. Anyway, she is so pretty and I love the look of her. And I do need to finish the page before her. I need to finish this page and I might finish that right now since I have a couple more time that I can just sit and do some more little works on here. I might watch another video of Destiny's or I'll just listen to Bookmark like I said, but I also could be listening to her audiobook. I actually have gotten into the Spotify audiobooks, y'all, but I'm just letting y'all know, like, I am into the audiobooks and I've read Daydream mostly on audiobook. It was so tea. I definitely recommend if you want to read Daydream, read an audiobook if you can. Good morning, y'all. It's around 10 in the morning and I'm getting ready for work, but I'm also getting ready to go to a coffee shop. What's a coffee shop with my dad because this was already planned before I start filming. I feel like if you're a book girly, you got your little drink. Like, you got your matcha, you got your coffee, you got your water, you got your tea, you got a Alani. Like, I know I be want everything. All the book girly drinks, I drink them, except for tea. Also, the coffee store that we're going to, it also has like a bookstore in it. Like, it's like a bookstore, coffee store. It is so nice, y'all. I picked it out and I hope we really like it. I hope the coffee and stuff is good because I plan on going back because the bookstore looks really big. And I also want to go to the bookstore it's connected to. It's connected to this bookstore called the Ivy Bookstore. I'm not going to go to it today because I don't think I'm gonna have time, but I can go to it another time and save it. And then, of course, vlog so y'all can see what the store look like. But y'all gonna be able to see what the coffee shop look like with the Ivy like connected to it, I'm pretty sure. I feel like that's just gonna be really nice. So let's just go. I hope y'all not sick of my little braid. I got this braid, put it in yesterday, and then I just ended up wearing it to work, and then I was just like, I want to do it again today. I mean, I don't think it's like the most beautiful thing ever, but it's cool. I can't complain. My work clothes are just plain black and boring, so I know y'all probably like, girl, what do you got on? I know like this is treacherous, but I'm about to go to work. No, I'm about to go to the coffee shop. So yeah. I just got finished eating some avocado toast, right? I'm eating the food, it's well seasoned, it's tasting good, and then I get to the last bite and I immediately get the ick. Like, as soon as I take the bite, as soon as I swallow it, I immediately just get this feeling of like nauseousness, like I'm about to throw up. And I'm sorry if this is like triggering for anybody because I don't mean to do that, but y'all, it just tasted like so bad. And it's not like I just didn't eat the whole thing. I'm immediately thinking, oh, was my avocado too brown? Was it spoiled? Am I about to get sick from this? I felt like a pregnant woman when they smell something or they eat something they do not like and they about to throw up. And then I had some coffee with it. Like, I'm sipping my coffee, I'm like, oh my god, what the heck? Like, such a ick. Like, I had to literally go downstairs and get a water and just like drain it down. I don't even know if I'm gonna drink my coffee now. Mind you, it's 5 in the afternoon, so maybe that's like somebody's way of telling me not to drink coffee right now, but I just can't stop myself, y'all. I just can't. I need this. I have a lot to get done today. In my purse, I had the TBR prompts that I picked yesterday. I had them on my phone, but I don't have like the actual papers anymore. I don't know where they just went at, but I'm gonna just tell y'all what they are on my phone all over again. The first pick from my February TBR was a book that would be dual POV. I'm sorry, sometimes words are hard for me to say, so I have to say a little bit of them slowly. The next pick was a first book in the series, and the last pick was a standalone. I only ended up picking up 3 books because I didn't want my TBR to be too long. I wanted to be able to actually accomplish it. January, I read about 4 books. This month, I plan on reading around 5 books, hopefully, maybe 6. Hopefully, I can go much more than that, but I'm currently still reading Goblet of Fire, and it's February the 5th, so we gotta get a move on with that. I'm very excited to be picking my TBR. I actually have the first book, so I know what I want to do for a dual POV. Recently, Miss H.D. Carlton came out with a new book. It's called Phantom. It's pretty much set in the world before the Cat and Mouse duet, and I'm very excited to read it. I don't know what to expect from this book. I haven't read one of her books, I feel like, in so long, because once I finished like the Cat and Mouse duet, I then went and read Does It Hurt, and before that I also read Molly's book, and then I ended up reading Where's Molly when I was on my cruise trip, which was last year, I'm pretty sure, and that feels so forever ago. So I'm so glad and so blessed that I get another book by one of my favorite authors. She has officially, I think maybe with this book, she has topped Penelope Douglas, but Penelope Douglas will still always be in my remembrance the one who started this all. For my dual POV book, I'm going to be picking Phantom by H.D. Carlton. It's her newest release, and it's one of my most anticipated reads of this year, so I'm surprised I haven't even picked it up, but I really just wanted to get through Miss Girl over here, Harry Potter. I actually meant to change my sweater when I came on camera right now, because y'all have literally seen this sweater already multiple times, and I feel like if I do a reading sprint in this video, I'm going to be changing this sweater so you don't have to see it. For my next book, I'm going to be picking a book on my physical TBR. My physical TBR is in my other room. I honestly don't want to go in there. I'll bring y'all the book, but I'm going to find it on my phone and then bring y'all the book so y'all can see. Like, I have the Book of Ezreal as one of the series I have. I have One Dark Window, and I have Light Lark. I have Throne of the Fallen. I have The Stars Are Dying, because I'm pretty sure that's like a series. And that's pretty much all the series I have in my library right now. For the first book in the series prompt, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick Light Lark by Alice Astor. I heard about this book from Emmy Rossum, and she loves that series, so I'm going to pick up that book. All the books aren't out in the series, but the first book is out, the second, and the third. And for the last prompt, we're going to be picking a standalone. I don't even think I have a standalone in my library, actually. I know what standalone I have in my library, and that's Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas. This is one of her new releases, and I haven't read Penelope Douglas in a while. I'm editing this video and I realized my mistake. Penelope Douglas pronouns are they, them, not she, her. So please ignore my pronouns of this person. The pronunciation pronouns are they, them. Thank you. I tried to go back and read like her older books, like Before Corrupt and stuff like that, but I just couldn't like get into it. Like, I read some of her books from there, like Before Corrupt, I'm pretty sure, which is like Tricks Tick Venom. I think that came out before, and I read like, I have a whole section of her books. I read Bully, I think I DNF Bully, and I didn't read Misconduct, but I read Punk 57, Credence, Birthday Girl, Tricks Tick Venom, and Corrupt, and I also read Damon's book, because he's the best one. Period. You better recognize. So yeah, I think my standalone is going to be Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas, just because I know I have that on my Spotify right now, and I can read that like audiobook and possibly get through it faster. Right now, I'm not going to go and get the books, but I'm pretty sure y'all will see them in a minute throughout this video. The 3 books that we have picked is Phantom by H.D. Carlton, the second book is Light Lark by Alice Astor, and the third book is Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas. That is our February TBR. On page 668, and I think I just read one of the hardest lines in my life. What? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm still crying all over again. Nail done, hair done, everything big. Go, 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 go. And when I find it, it's when I find We're finally here again. It's the next Tuesday from the last time y'all saw me, and we're back for the final review of this video. I wanted to close this video out with the review of all the books that I read during this video. I didn't really get to talk too much actively about all the books I read in this video because I actually read 3 during the duration of this video. One I don't have physically with me, but it is Phantom by H.D. Carlton. And if you've been paying any attention to this video, you know that that was on my February TBR that I picked in this video, along with Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas. So I was able to read 2 out of the 3 on that list. Before that, I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner. I read Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, y'all. Sometimes I can't keep up with the names. There's so many different ones, but this is book 4. And yes, it is my first time reading all of these books. I bawled my eyes out. This book was a 6-star book, and this book has been my highest rated one because it was so fast paced. Every book in the series is fast paced, but I feel like this one was a bigger book, and she still managed to make it so fast paced and have so much going on. And we saw new elements of fantasy for the series that I don't think have really been taking part in the series. Like, we've done something like this in the series, but this was like so much bigger, and it was something I'm used to with fantasy, and I love the way the author was able to like put that into this book. And I'm sure she's probably like a part of the blueprint and everything, and it's a common thing that fantasy books do, but to see it in this book and the way that she did it was amazing. I liked it. This book definitely aged us. Like, this book felt like it's just what it is. It felt like we're growing with Harry, and we're seeing all his years at Hogwarts and how he's also getting older, and as the books get older and he gets older, we see how things are like actually getting older and things are happening, and you'll get connected to characters and they might not survive. So the shit's getting real. That's all I'm gonna say about this book, and I bawled my eyes out. The next book I ended up reading in this video, and I actually started the last time y'all saw me, and I finished it that same day, y'all. I devoured this book. I think I rated it 4 stars, I'm pretty sure, and I kind of still stand on that. Like, I'm trying to think, like, is it really a 4-star? But I do stand on that. I enjoyed my time reading it. I felt very connected to the characters in this book just because I'm familiar with them. Like, having read Trick Six Venom, which is based off the sister, all the brothers in the story is based off of their sister and another girl, so it's like a sapphic romance. And this book, though, oh my god, the title, all I'm gonna say is, actually, before I get too much into this book, if you know me, just skip ahead. Like, if you know me, I don't care if you're my mother, my aunt, my sister, my brother, skip ahead a little bit so I can really talk about this book. 5 brothers, y'all. It's 5 brothers and it's one girl, and she pretty much go through all of them. She pretty much she does. She go through all the brothers, and in the end she picked one. That's like the plot of this story, but it's also so much deeper than that, because we do talk about mental health, and we talk about depression and how it can feel to like want to kill yourself and stuff like that. Like, we deal with a lot of serious topics, and like sexual assault and stuff like that. It's a lot of serious topics, and I think the serious topics in this book is really what made the book, and it made me really connect to the characters that you would think like, I can't really connect to them, they not an open book. It really made me connect to them, and it also touched on one of my biggest fears, which is prison. And like, one of my biggest fears is going to prison. We had like touched on certain parts of that, and like somebody going to prison like that, and I honestly just like, it just made me even more scared of going to prison. And I'm glad we touched on it, and it also just thinks about like how your family would be if you went to prison, or how you would be if somebody in your family went to prison like that. It was just such a lot of family topics in this book, and yeah, she ran through the family. But also, I really loved a certain character in this book. The one who she ends up with, I'm not gonna say who, but I loved him. I ate it up. I devoured. Like, if I go anymore, we're going to be getting into way too much lore, and that's just a little too much. The next book I'm gonna put right here because I don't have the physical copy of it, but the next book I read was H.D. Carlton's newest release, which she put out January 21st of this year, and it's Phantom. This book was about Gigi, which is Adeline's grandma from Haunting and Hunting Adeline, I'm pretty sure. That's like her first series that she put out, like the duet. I read that, rated it like highly, and that's like how it was introduced into her and how it was dragged into even further into the dark romance world. I didn't really care for Gigi. I think most of the time I skipped her little diary entries, but I do think they were a good add-on to the story. But her getting her own story, I just was like, okay, well, I'll try it out. I want to read it. I'll read anything H.D. Carlton puts out. She's like an audio buy for me. So I went and tried it out, and it just felt like I was waiting the entire book for something to happen. Mind you, I don't remember anything that happened happened with Gigi's life. I'm just like reading it in like past tense, and I don't think like past books are for me. I'm not sure. I read the book in audiobook, like the entire book in pretty much audiobook, and I did not like just hearing anything. I'm not gonna lie. So eventually like I was switching between like Kindle and listening to it, and I don't really think it was the audiobook alone. I just really didn't like what was going on in the story because it felt like nothing was going on. Like we were just watching the same scenes over and over again. H.D. Carlton has said that Ronaldo, which is the main male character in this book, is not Zayd. He's very reminiscent of Zayd, if you ask me. Like, he is not Zayd. No, he's not Zayd. But I think he's very reminiscent for me, and I feel like most of like the scenes in this story were just there to be spice. Like, I just was like, okay, this is just a spicy book with not much plot, and I'm pretty sure in Haunted Adeline, like, Gigi was murdered and everything. Like, that could have been a plot, and like it could have been so much plot, but it wasn't. And I do think that she did that just because she didn't want to have a book without a happy ending, but we already knew Gigi's ending wasn't a happy ending, and the ending of this book was a happy ending. So I feel like she did that because some readers probably wanted like a happy non-happy ending. I speak for myself. I wouldn't have liked if the book was not a happy ending. I'm like, what am I here for? I'm sorry, but I wanted a romance, not my heart to get ripped out and thrown to pieces. But also the ending of this book, I feel like it wasn't even an ending. How could it have been an ending when nothing happened? We saw how she fell in love with her stalker while having a daughter and being married, and I understand that the times were so different, but she was so just not the type of woman that I would be. And I feel like even in those times, given it probably would have been hard, but I'm literally 16 and I know that I just don't think I would be the type of woman that Gigi is. So yeah, I ended up rating that book 1 star, and that's actually the first rating I told y'all. I'm pretty sure I rated Five Brothers 4 stars, and I stand on that, and I rated this 6 stars. So I actually did tell y'all to rate this, but I rated Phantom 1 star, and that's probably like my lowest rating for a book this year. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is, and it's my lowest rated H.D. Carlton book. I don't want to mess up her name. I still love her, and I just think, you know, sometimes there's a book that you just don't like, and that's okay. That is all I have for you guys today. That is all my review of books, and I hope you had fun coming along with me for this ultimate book video, whatever. I was going to say something big, but I don't even know what I'm about to say, and I had to sneeze. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.